Picture this. It's too early to decide if your twin flame cares about you or likes you at all. I wanted to talk. Not really about me, but like I wanted to talk about like about like the twin flame connections and dynamics and like why do people feel that way. Actually, it's really hot in this room. I just wanted to like liven up my hair because it looks so funny. It looks not perfect, right? But I just wanted to like do that so that the insanity makes sense and seems deserved. It's kind of what looking good can do for you, right where you're at. So, it seems unrelated. I wanted to talk about cereal companies. And you're like, why would you want to talk about cereal companies? How does that relate? Right? How does that relate? I like dry skin. That's pretty bad. It's not even obvious, but like, it's very mental. Okay. I'm just gonna put this on my face as part of our video ritual. Okay? And don't mind the sigils on my hands, they're just slowly coming off. So it's like still there a little bit. Maybe this makes my face pink with all of the, well, it was already pink, but like, I don't know. Okay. Oh, look, it's like twilight outside. Twilight and periwinkle. $73 degrees. A little cool, but kind of warm, to be honest. I don't know. And I ate a little like macaroni and cheese cup, and then I wanted a second one, and then I open it up and there's like ants all inside the second one. So well, obviously I didn't eat that one. I only ate the seasoning packet, but it's one of the liquid seasoning packets in like a tin foil pouch, so the ants didn't go in there. And I was like, well, this part's not going to waste, so I'm just gonna bite a hole in this and drink it, like a Capri Sun. Okay. Exactly. I was like, I'm a different species because clearly I'm like a vampire bat, and this is like a little pouch of blood that you just gave to me for some reason, but of course it's just mine, so I'm gonna just drink it, and like nobody saw that, you know? That's how you turn into a different species, and then you turn back into your actual species. Okay. And yeah, I wanted to talk about cereal companies, but I wanted to talk about sort of like like, why cereal companies, and it does kind of relate to the twin flame topic a little bit, okay? So, because twin flames in a way are sort of about like social value and also predicting the future, and why certain people make certain moves in their lives, or why they're not ready for something, or why they're too ready for something, why they're trying to force something they're not even ready for, right? So, it's sort of about that. Okay. So, it looks so pretty outside, but yeah, so cereal companies, you might be like, okay, those are just cereal companies, like they're always there. Well, I wanted to actually talk about like music in a way and cereal companies. And it'll sort of make sense, okay? If you think of cereal companies, okay, those seem like they're financially like doing so well, like they're out there. You think about musicians, some of them are doing so well. But cereal companies don't, when you think about like mainstream cereal companies and mainstream music artists, obviously, yeah, you could see like, oh, there's like a famous person on the box of this cereal company or whatever, like they're allowed to do that, like that's kind of cool, whatever. Maybe somebody buys the cereal because of it. But it doesn't seem like some like outstanding global phenomenon that often. Not that it's never happened, you know, pop culture. Everyone, it catches on, whatever. It's on TikTok, everyone's like, oh my god, I don't know why I want this, but you wanted it first, so I'm gonna go do it. There's that, right? And that's sort of what it does. It's a little bit more the side of, well, everybody's gonna take an Instagram photo with this cereal box in the background, and if I don't do it, something really bad's gonna happen. Or maybe it like boosts my like social value if I take a photo with the right celebrity in the background and the right person sees it. But then it's like, if you find out that that person you thought was gonna see it doesn't care, then you're like, oh my god, like I did all of that for nothing. What if I don't even care about the celebrity? What if I don't even know who I am anymore? That happens in people's lives, okay? So people can be a little too obsessed with like that tiny detail. Oh, but why did I even post that if my twin flame wasn't gonna be the person who noticed the birthmark in this exact spot? Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just, people can go insane and they're like, wait, that's not what I thought that was at all. Some random person's gonna be the person who sees that or thinks that. Oh, well then why'd I do that? You know what I mean? Like, some of those things are like, well then why did I do that? Because people don't prioritize having their own reasons sometimes. They're like, well, somebody's gonna see it, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why I took a photo of the food and I was gonna eat it anyways, and I was always gonna remember what it looked like, and it doesn't matter why I posted it online. Someone specific was gonna see that and wish they were the one eating it. Or they were gonna remember they're not hanging out with me because they rarely think about me, but this is exactly the way to get to them. What does that mean? In what capacity is that the only thing that could have reminded them about you? And then it doesn't work, and you're like, well, I'm either gonna pretend it secretly did work and I wasn't supposed to know, or I'm not gonna have any idea why I put in all of that effort. That's crazy. But I wanted to talk about cereal companies. They don't release a new cereal the way that songs get released in like the mainstream and stuff, right? They don't really release a cereal box is not worth one song, because the cereal, well, not like individual box, but you know what I mean, like it's like a song is gonna be like 99 cents or like $2 or something on like iCloud or whatever, or free on Spotify, you know, with your little subscription. So when you think about your $5, $6, $7 box of cereal, but that's only one box, so that's like if you paid that much for listening to a song one time. It is food, but it's like you paid that much to listen to the song one time, but everybody and their girlfriends, brothers, dogs, uncle are going to know about the song, and they're all going to know the lyrics. They're all going to be freaking out about the lyrics, or getting them tattooed, or crying to them, right? Or sending them to their friend. Everybody's gonna be obsessed with the song, right? The cereal company comes out with a slightly different cereal, they're like, it's the same thing, just 1% more apple flavored. Well, nobody's going to want to bring down their social value to tell everybody about the new cereal, or they're the weirdest person ever, because you better have a good excuse why you care about the cereal that much, because you could have just bought it yourself. If other people try that cereal because of you, and it's not good, everyone's gonna be like, ew, that's the weirdo who like wanted me to try this cereal, and like they couldn't stop like freaking out about this cereal and needed me to try it, but I tried the cereal and it was nasty. It was like the grossest cereal I've ever tried. Right? Worst cereal ever. It was the worst cereal ever. And you made them try it. But you could easily be like in your car and someone's in your car and you're like, you turn on like a song and they hear it and they're like, oh my god, like I've never heard this, but like you're amazing, I love that song. Or they could be like, what, skip this song, that's so weird. And then you do, and then it's not weird. And then but then they were like kind of exposed to like the song in a not weird way, because that's so not weird. So weird things are going on here, right? If you think about it, a music artist is not going to want to collaborate with a cereal company in the same way, right? So they would maybe want to just be on like random cereal boxes, because why not? Like people could feel like, oh, you're my friend, I bought the cereal because parasocial, like relationship with you, I feel like we're friends, you're just sitting here with me eating it, right? That's fine. But you don't see a celebrity be like, you know, like what would you even compare it to? Is there a song that like one exact new flavor of cereal is going to be like represented by? Is it limited time? It's like those could be like the fast capitalism cash grabs, but the problem is, does it bring down the value of the album itself if for like 4 weeks or 6 months you can get this cereal, right? Artists would be like, if that's not a permanent cereal flavor on your shelves that continues to be named after the album even years later, does it bring down the value of the album itself? Because now it's like, it's almost like, oh, the cycle of the album is like, it doesn't matter anymore because that cereal stopped being sold. So now it like signals to the audience like it's less cool now. They can't really make the same amount of money now as they could before, but then there's kind of problems. Either way, there's problems. The cereal company doesn't want to invest in, you know, a permanent like release on the shelves that's just named after your album. What if fans stop caring? What if they forget about that album? What if you're not as popular as they thought you were? You should have like some paid advertising or something and they're like, oh, you're not that popular. Right? You stop getting likes on your photo. You're not that popular. They don't want the commitment of having that album like be a part of their products permanently. But a little photo of you can like help sell products. And then your audience loves it either way, but like the point is, or they forget who you are and they don't buy it. So, yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about it because when you read into like the social value of dynamics between different companies and different industries, you can start to see why they make certain choices, or you could at least speculate why you think they make certain choices. And eventually you'll just be overlapping with like what somebody on the company was actually, like on the board of the company was actually thinking when they made that choice, or when they didn't make that choice. You know? And so then you can start to just read into people in general if you don't know how or something, right? Or you could get better at it And then in general, you'll be like, okay, I know why my twin flame would have made that choice and why they didn't make that choice over there and like why they did this, why they didn't do that. Like, because it kind of operates the same way. Are they in the position of a music artist in that moment in like the mainstream, right? Or are they in a position of like the cereal company who's like, yeah, but if I invested in you, it seems like it would have to be like a long-term thing, or neither of us are gonna want it, but like I don't want to bring down my social value to like all of my customers, because what if you're just not gonna be worth it the way that you told me you were, you know? Or you could be the music artist who's like, wait, I feel undervalued either way, regardless of how much you offer to me, but I'm not supposed to maybe see myself as being that important, but also I am. Am I supposed to be able to stand up for this? Is it too far this time? Am I not doing enough to stand up for myself, or am I doing too much? So some of the dynamics can play into that in similar ways. Marketing schemes and how to handle them are not that different from, does my twin flame bring down my social value to other people? Or what if I'm just an excuse for you to meet other people? Like, you know, so those sort of play out similarly. Also, this dude, I don't know his name, but like this dude from FEMA, I guess it's like Federal Emergency Management Agency or something. I don't know what that is, but apparently this dude, he's on the news because he told people he teleported to a Waffle House. Maybe he really teleported to a Waffle House. Like, I guess he had to step down from his job. He got kicked out. Dude is kicked out because he teleported to a Waffle House. I believe him. I feel like Federal Emergency Management Agency, it sounds like they've probably got some weird teleportation thing going on. Like, I feel like they have like a section, like a division of their group that's like about teleportation. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, it feels like they just have like a division of their like group that's supposed to be about teleportation anyway, so they're really kicking him out. They're like, you did your job, we're gonna research you forever, but you're kicked out. You're gonna have to step down. Hasn't the government been trying to figure out how to teleport forever? Or like, it's giving, that's what you wanted, like, whatever. Dude's kicked out. Throw his suitcase across the country. He's kicked out of wherever. Maybe he just teleported. His name's Greg Phillips. Maybe he didn't teleport, but maybe he did. I don't know. Greg Phillips, did you teleport? Like, it's giving weird, you know what I mean? Like, people don't really say that a lot. The world's gonna think he's on drugs even if he did teleport. And the world's gonna think he's not on drugs even if he didn't teleport. I don't know. I'm kind of bored of reality. Where are the teleporting ones? They just seem better. I don't know.